Good morning, friends. Welcome to Take Two for this Monday, the 24th of June, 2019. I'm Jeannie. I'm so glad that I could be with you today. I hope you had a fantastic weekend, ushering in the beginning of summer. I know that I did. Well, we're visiting some friends right now, and they have a big, beautiful yard. It's really lovely. Now, you'd think this is, even though it's a residential area, it's kind of in a city or in a town, if you will. And it's not the kind of place where you would expect to see, like, wild animals. Now, of course, I live in southeast Alabama, and I see raccoons and squirrels and so on all the time, and it's not unusual to see, one that's met its demise on a country road or that kind of thing. But you wouldn't think here, where my friends live, that you'd see anything like that necessarily, especially just in a regular neighborhood where they're, say, just up the road from a big grocery store or supermarket or something like that. But let me tell you what happened the other day. We were visiting with them, and we were coming home from where we'd been, and it was dusk. It was really lovely, and all of a sudden, our friend said, "Hey, look across the street on our neighbor's lawn across the way, and you'll see something special. You'll see a deer." And I was like, "What?" And we thought they were joking because, sometimes people have like statues of deers and that kind of thing, of deer and animals and things. But sure enough, this big, massive deer was standing on their across the street neighbor's lawn. And I went, "Wow, is that possible? Is that really a deer on their lawn? That is remarkable." And there it was, just, chewing away and on the grass and that kind of thing. And I said, "That's really remarkable. You don't expect to see a thing like that in a residential neighborhood." Well, sure enough, they told us that they actually have a swimming pool. I'm going to turn around and show you the big, beautiful in-ground pool here in their backyard. And they said, "Oh yeah, we see deer all the time. As a matter of fact, we had to put up a special security fence because they were jumping over our lower fence, and they were jumping, and we were always afraid they were going to get stuck in our swimming pool, and then it would be a really big deal to get them out, have to call, animal services or what have you to have them removed." And I thought, wow, isn't that something? When you least expect it, here you are in a situation where you just don't expect it, and then you get a beautiful surprise like having a deer in your neighborhood, in a residential neighborhood like this. And I started thinking about all those kinds of little surprises that God pulls on us from time to time. The last thing I expected to see when we're visiting our friends here was that. And isn't it wonderful when just out of nowhere, here you are in a situation where you go, "Wow, I never expected to see that there. I never expected to have that experience there." And then suddenly it just happens to you. Well, God is so good that way when He likes to pull surprises on us, good surprises like that, because then it's something that you could just reflect and say, "Wow, isn't that wonderful?" That the last thing we expected to see was that, and we marveled watching that deer for at least 10 minutes just grazing on these people's front lawn. And they didn't mind because it wasn't really, the animal was not doing it any harm or anything. It was just something special to see and gaze upon. And you know what? We took a few minutes out of our evening to gaze upon that deer on that lawn. And so I'm going to encourage you today, boys and girls, if you're at a place in your life where something suddenly happens like that to you, don't just brush it off. Take a moment to gaze upon it. Gaze upon something good and beautiful in this day, even if it's just looking up at the sky and seeing a beautiful cloud, or watching a sunset, or listening to the wind blow, or maybe the rain fall, or watch the sunshine, or maybe watch your pet. Oh, you can learn a lot by watching your pet, or just watching a child and the wonderment of a child. Sometimes my sister says one of the most beautiful and wonderful things that she experiences is watching her grandchildren watch something else. Sometimes she'll just stare at her 1-year-old grandson, Thomas, my little nephew, when he's seeing something on TV for the first time, or he's eating a Cheerio for the first time, or something like that. It's just such a moment of wonder. And for her to watch him do that is such a joy to her. And I know it is for me, too, when I can see things like that. So enjoy the wonder, boys and girls. And if you happen to see a deer run by, stop and ponder and look and just enjoy the wonder. And you'll be saying, "Oh, dear. Isn't that wonderful? Hey, go be a blessing to somebody today. You may end up being the only one who is, and maybe being a blessing to them will be their moment of wonder, because they're going to say, wow, nobody acts like that with me or says those things to me. What an encouragement that was. Make sure you do, okay? And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jeanne Sigler, JeanneSigler. Hit that subscribe button. And, of course, great music, great programming, great everything. WRMZ.org. Click that listen button, okay? You could even ask Alexa or Google or whoever. Say, hey, tune into WRMZ.org, please. And boom, we'll be on the air. Okay, love you all very much. Enjoy this wonder-filled day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.